We are live at Valcour Bay on a beautiful afternoon. A great day for boxing. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
It's going to be unbelievable.
Making his way to the ring, it's Julio Cesar Chavez. This man is synonymous with boxing in Mexico. He had 90 professional fights before he ever lost, and he doesn't plan on losing again in this one. Amir Khan.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico, here is one of...
Usually you don't need a weather report for a boxing match, but we certainly do today as we fight under the sun.
If you know you can fight, you don't need a crowd.
Build up to this fight has been incredible. Both of these men verbally sparring for weeks, and now they get it on for real. It's counter punching. No rest for the weary. Punch, counter punch. They've got to use their jab better in this fight. Nice counter. That big hook doesn't land. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. A lot of pre-match drama, and they will settle their score under the sun here in this outdoor venue.
So Todd, let me explain to you. We are outside. Nobody can turn the temperature down. Nobody can turn the sun down. When that sun's beating on you, when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you're getting hit, when you're getting hurt, there's no cool fight that's dropping in there. This is where it's real fighting. Fight on fight.
And this with that jab. One moment changes everything, especially in this division. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Chavez in that last round. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different. Here we go for round 2. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
And he scores with the counter. This fighter is a swarmer. They're like a mosquito that just won't leave you alone, except this mosquito can knock you out with one punch.
Oh man, you've got a swarm in your face. You've got to try and push him off, make him go into the rope. You've got to sometimes fight fire with fire. Put him low on the blind side of the referee. Get him angry.
Caution being thrown to the wind. Good counter punch. Straight right just misses. Beautiful counter punch. Just missing with that counter. Nope, that jab not going to score. That counter shot lands. Told out Chavez in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Don't care, right?
And there's the bell to start round 3. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
When you watch lightweights, you expect high-level footwork and hand speed, and that's what we're getting here this afternoon. That counter punch caught him clean. You'd like to see more jabs. Can't score with that jab. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
How about that time counter shot? A perfect counter lands. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. Can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. Well done with a very close round with 10 seconds to go. Chavez in that last round. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Wow, it was like two different leaps.
There's the bell to start round 4. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Caution is being thrown to the wind. Good one. Both men step back for just a moment. Believe we're only halfway through the round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
It's not always about who hits harder. In this division, ring IQ can go a long way.
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Exchange punches. These two lightweights are showing you why they are the best of the best. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Chavez in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so there's the bell for round 5. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. swing and a miss with that hook. Missing with that jab. A perfect counter shot. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Swinging big and missing big with that hook. Those counter punches have to hurt. Nope, that hook won't score. That hook doesn't score. They better start respecting each other's punching power. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Chavez in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he at? On to the 6th round. After that last round, something has got to change. And wisely, they're going to take a knee here. No choice but to do that.
What you see right there is a heartbroken fighter.
There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around, and it's okay to take a knee.
It's really dented the ego. You don't want your opponent to see you do that.
6, 7, 8. Nothing else he could do there but take a knee to stop the beating.
Best thing the fighter did, otherwise, you know what? Pride's going to get you knocked out.
We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Well, Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Dios mío! Is Julio Cesar Chavez gonna go down? Can you believe it? He put Chavez down! And as we see it again in slow motion, there's no doubt. That body punch right there.
1, 2, 3.
Let's talk about Chavez in that last round. Let's see how the... Here we go, it's round 7. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Incredible work rate. Nice counter punch right up the middle. There's a counter shot. And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. Beautiful counter shot. Punch scores. What a blow to the head there. Let's see it again on instant replay.
Even I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hamilton, are you okay?
So this was an unexpected turn of events. What happens next?
Gonna look at his corner, look at the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe, and move. Get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner. Somehow get to the end of the round.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? So final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp. Let's talk about Chavez in that last round. Is there any way back in?
Hosting this fight.
There's the bell for round 8. Something has got to change after 2 knockdowns in the last round.
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know...
Whoa, hold on a second, Johnny. Julio Cesar Chavez just got rocked. And now they're right back into the fray.
Bean Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Straight right just misses. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. In this division, both fighters will constantly be on their toes trying to punch and counterpunch.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Pretty close fight here in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Catch and shoot. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Big whiff with the right hook. Amir Khan in some real trouble. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. No surprise there, a unanimous decision.